Good day everybody and welcome back to FWC. In this video, I am going to be giving you latest transfer updates happening around Manchester City Football Club. So as expected, 3 of our main targets are going to join us this January transfer window, which are OMAR, MARMOUSH, Khusanov and Vitor, Reis. OMAR Marmoush's deal to Manchester City, it was not an easy negotiation because our first bid was rejected by Frankfurt and Manchester City improved the bid. It is now 80 million euros. According to many reports, I heard that Manchester City are going to pay 75 million euros fixed fee and 5 million will be add-ons to make it 80 million. Vitor, Reis and Khusanov, they all traveled to Manchester to do their medicals, and Vitor Reis will join Manchester City from Palmeiras and Khusanov will join Manchester City from Lens. Looking at these players, they are very good at their positions. Therefore, they are brilliant signings for Manchester City because they will be able to put some depth into our squad and bring competition, which is something that we really need right now, and also bring their own experience from the clubs that they are coming from in order for us to turn our season around. Everybody knows that our season hasn't been that good, especially looking at how we played from November to December. That was very bad. It's just now that we started picking our form. Looking at the game that we recently played against Brentford in the midweek, we drew 2-2. In that match, there were a lot of errors that happened in that match, looking at the goals that we conceded. So Khusanov would be one of the main signings that will bring that aggression to our defense, which was needed against Brentford, because the 2 goals that we conceded, we could have easily defended them if we had the right players at the right time. Not saying that the players that we have, they are not good, but they need some motivation and competition for them to be up to their game. Because looking at that game, Ake actually made 2 goal line clearances in that game for Brentford. And also looking at the first goal that Brentford scored, Ake could have done much better, especially if he would be a bit forward to head that ball out. So we'll be looking forward to seeing more competition in our defense line. So if you make a mistake, there will be a consequence for making a mistake and you must take accountability. So basically, I think that all of the 3 signings, they are going to be available for Manchester City after the game in the Champions League against PSG. I would want them to be available for us in the game against PSG because in that game, we really need to work hard because it's a must-win game. If we don't win that game, we might end up not playing in the knockout round of the new format of the Champions League. So I hope that we'll have one of them, which is Khusanov, so that you can be able to see also how Manchester City plays. And also looking at our fixture, we are now getting in the difficult period of our fixture. In February, we are going to face Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, and also next week we are going to play against Chelsea, which is not going to be an easy game, although we are going to be at home. Last season, we drew with them 4-4, which was one of the best games last season. And considering that they are above us with 2 points, I think that if we can have all of our players that we have signed right now in that game, I think we'll be able to walk out victorious and go on top of them and continue with our top 4 race fight. And also just to say that we might not see them against PSG, we might not see them against, we might actually see them in February, because Manchester City are always that kind of a team that want to keep everyone guessing about their next move. So right now, I'm sure everybody's trying to understand how we are going to merge these players into our system so that they can be able to adapt easy, because you know that signing players in January, it is one of the deadliest moves because players, they don't get enough time to adapt to your system. But I think that these players that we signed, they are going to be able to adapt to our system very quickly. And also considering that the players that we have signed in this January transfer window, they are young and they'll be able to have a long-term effect at Manchester City because they will have enough time to adapt to our system, to our style of play, to Guardiola's style of play, to everything that we do in our team so that we can win. I think that we'll be able to win more trophies in the seasons to come. This season, I still have hope that we can win something, but the Premier League is totally gone. The best position we can finish in the Premier League is 2nd position, but I'm sure that with these players that we are bringing in, we're going to be able to fight for our places as the season goes on. And also these players, if they don't get enough time to adapt right now, I'm sure that in the summer they will be able to adapt to the system and next season we'll come back with much fire. Our rival club fans are not happy with the players that we are signing because we are under investigation for breaching the FF rules from 2011. Some Manchester City fans are frustrated because they know that we really need a defensive midfielder to replace Rodri, who is having an injury. So we need a player that can replace him, which is a defensive midfielder, which we currently don't have right now at Manchester City. Kovacic is playing there really well, but there are some days that he is not there. Some people were asking how is Khusanov going to fit into the system, because most of the things that we get on internet is that Khusanov is an aggressive player, but you know that you cannot get a 100% player. So if he has to adapt to the system, you have to adapt to the system so that he can be able to play more. I think that he is a player who is willing to learn more. So while fans are getting angry at Manchester City for not signing a defensive midfielder, today a new report came in saying that Manchester City were looking forward to sign a player who can play left back, right back, and central defensive midfielder. He plays for Juventus right now. His name is Cambiaso. I'll cover more about him in my next transfer update video. Basically, this mid-season transfer window has turned into our end of season transfer window, because after completing the signings of these three players, I am told that Manchester City are going to go into the market to sign 2 or more players in this January transfer window. I think that it would be better if we push that Juventus deal. Given all that I've said, tell us what you think in the comment section about these 3 signings. Are they going to help us to turn our season around? Are they going to help us in our top 4 fight? Tell us what you think in the comment section, and also please do me a favor by liking this video, subscribing to the channel. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.